most of you have been here. We've got facilities that have got restrooms. If you need restrooms, they'll be on the side. Jabulani will be at hand to assist you. Our colleague Kemiso is here as well to assist with any questions. Welcome, Jessica. Jessica Motaung, our marketing director, and Kaizer Chiefs board member. I will just remain on those two profile material for now. The rest, of course, you know, is her involvement in PSL committees, and the rest of the related matters will be alluded to in her response. Just to introduce why we are gathered here today, members of the media, we are gathered here today to announce the appointment to the CAF Organizing Committee for Women Football Standing Committee from 2022-2024. As the club, we are grateful that we received this appointment and confirmation via the CAF Secretary General Veron Mosengo Omba, and we have, of course, accepted the invite. And Jessica, we thank you very much for also acceding to this mammoth task of leading women football in the continent. And as you all know, this augurs well, of course, for us as Kaizer Chiefs Football Club. We are excited about the appointment, but it goes further than that. It goes as far as the local league. The Premiership will obviously be grateful, of course, to have someone who's serving in their committees, who's the member club, being involved at that level of CAF, as well as going further to SAFA as well, with the women football taking shape, as we have seen in recent times, with the leagues becoming more and more of a talking point and professional. So it further goes as far as CAF itself, where, of course, women football is growing within the continent, and FIFA will obviously be watching the space as well to see how far this matter is going. Without further ado, we're going to have a chance to speak to Jessica on the sidelines, to have one-on-ones with her, then engage her directly. But once more, from Kaizer Chiefs Football Club, you are welcome, and we're looking forward to a wonderful engagement with you. And at this stage, the moment that we've been waiting for, Jessica Motaung, Kaizer Chiefs Marketing Director, and now confirmed Confederation of African Football Organizing Committee for Women Football Standing Committee member from 2022 to 2024. Please welcome on stage, Jessica.
Thank you, Vina. Thank you very much. It is an honor and a privilege to be here and to be speaking about this appointment. As we know, women's football is growing internationally. We've seen record internet numbers at events, but also we've seen the commitment by FIFA as well as CAF to make sure that they have set up strategic committees that are looking into not just the development of the game, but also the commercialization of the game, and that's very important. We have a Women's World Cup coming in Australia and New Zealand next year, and FIFA's announced that it'll actually have its own standalone sponsors. So it's a very exciting time in the women's game, and for me it's just such an honor to be called through after having served on the task team in 2019 to put together the strategy, and now to be part of the committee that's going to make sure that that vision is realized and put into place, and to make sure that African women's football grows from strength to strength. So it's very exciting, and I'm just proud to be part of that committee with women like Aisha Johansson, who's been there for some time, and obviously the head of the committee, Mrs. Kanazad, who took up her post in 2021. Women who've been in the game, and she obviously is representing Camors who've been in the space, and I'm hoping to also leverage women such as Mrs. Natasha Chiklas, who's also been part of the committee in the past and has been involved in women's football and was part of the task team, the likes of Sue Destum, who's doing very well with COSAFA in the space. And obviously excited to be working with people like Desiree, who will share what's happening on the field and the wonderful work that she's doing also in the committee at FIFA. And the likes of Fran, who's also been part of FIFA and consults regularly. So it's a very exciting space, but I'm also looking forward to meeting new women who want to add to the space and make sure that they contribute. And I'm just very honored. I'd like to thank CAF, the CAF president, a president who's very progressive, and I think we as South Africans are very fortunate to have a president who is South African, but who is really driven to making the continent's football work, you know. I'd also like to thank, obviously, the chairman of the league, who has me in some of the committees and has really been encouraging about this, and obviously our own chairman here at Kaizer Chiefs, who's always empowering women in the space. And I also look forward to working with SAFA, with Mr. Jordan and the SAFA team, to make sure that we work in this space together to make sure that women's football goes to the next level. And to really leverage the resources that are around us. But most importantly, I think the commercialization of the space, and something that I think I can bring to the party. I look forward to the women's AFCON, which is happening in July. And we'll be watching the games. I'm quite excited that we have the numbers of participants have increased, and there are new teams that have come in who are part of the space, like Botswana, Burundi, and all those. So it's really exciting to see that women's football is the fastest growing sport right now globally. I'm also excited that I'll be traveling to the US on a leadership conference, but also have the opportunity to meet with some key leadership in the US space, where women's football has thrived for some time now. So there's a lot of learning. So for me, there's a lot of learning, but at the same time, a lot of sharing that I hope I can bring to the space. So it's such an honor to be the South African representing South Africa in the committee, and I look forward to do that with distinction and grace, and to enjoy it as well. Thank you.
Remain there, Jessica. Thank you very much, and we congratulate you once more. Members of the media, before we go to sidelines to have a one-on-one with Jessica, Jabu, we're taking one or two general questions from the floor for Jessica to respond. I'll start your name of your publication and the question.
My name is Mahlatsi Mpahlele from Times Live. This sounds like a lot of work. How does it impact on what you do here, which is your bread and butter here at Kaizer Chiefs?
Well, I mean, I have a great team here at Chiefs who are doing a wonderful job. So definitely I'll balance out and make sure that all my responsibilities are taken care of. But certainly there will be a bit of traveling and work on the continent and internationally. But I have a wonderful team who I'm very proud of, and we will add to the team to make sure that they can deliver on all the objectives for the club.
Covered. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. There was a hand somewhere at the back. Please stand a little bit so
Thanks, Rina. Good morning, everyone. That was Jeff. Congratulations on the road. Benjamin from Newsroom Africa. I just want to know how far Kaizer Chiefs is with plans for women's football, number one. And I ask this partly because also mathematically the club can still qualify for the CAF competitions this season. So just partly because of that, partly because of your appointment, what is the club's stance, basically?
No, the significance of this is not lost to us as a club, and there's a lot of work happening behind the scenes. Several plans have been put in place. In fact, we even have a meeting this afternoon on some of the issues, and there will be announcements in due course. So I'm quite excited about that as well.
Time frames? No, sorry.
We'll make those announcements. I think let us have that meeting. But I think honestly, it's in place, and sooner than later. So I'm very excited about that.
Just to follow up,
you're allowed.
Sorry. I have to ask because part of the promises that management made to the supporters when they came here, I think at the back end of last season, and part of their cries was that there needs to be better presence when it comes to women's football, and it's been probably exactly a year now, and today we're still hearing that an announcement is coming. I don't know.
No, I think the significance, as I said, hasn't been lost, and we've taken it very seriously. And like you say, the club's position in terms of where it could be and its participation in CAF is also making it very urgent for us. And there's been a lot of work behind the scenes. I can say by the end of the season or beginning of the new season, we'll definitely have some announcements.
Thank you very much. And Tsepo?
Thank you. Congratulations, Jess. Someone from ENCA. What does it mean, just looking at our administrators in the country? I mean, there's been a lot of our South Africans going into CAF. You look at the previous AFCON, we had a doctor, your Laxis. What does it mean, your appointment, about the level of administrators we have in the country?
Well, when I look at it, with all the people who are South Africans who've been working at CAF or who've represented us, there's a lot of confidence in us as South Africans, and there's a lot of, and I think we should be proud of our league and what's been done and our football administration in general. And I think sometimes we shy away from taking some of the responsibilities. So I think there's a lot of confidence in South Africans, and there's a lot we can share, both on the continent and in the rest of the world. And there are many of us who are, I mean, I know I have a staff member who's working on the World Cup right now. Who was here at Kaizer Chiefs. So many of us are out there working, and I think we should be proud as South Africans that we've had great foundation, great leadership who've really trained us and helped us.
Temba will take the last two and then we start breaking away.
Temba Shibola Joseph from Sports. Just congratulations once again. The influence of Ntate Motsepe being there, he has actually openly spoken about your leadership previously, even when you were still at Sundowns, and how much of that came to play when you considered accepting this position that you've been offered?
Well, I've had a relationship with CAF before President Motsepe, but I really appreciate his confidence in me, and I'm very proud to take the position, and we'll make sure that I serve with distinction. But certainly my relationship with CAF has been there for a few years now, but I look forward to making him proud and making South Africans proud, but also the continent proud, and women who are in the space as well.
Hi,
There's the last one.
Wesley from Supersport. Congratulations.
Thank
once
you.
again. Given the position that you are in, we know it will come with a lot of challenges. Have you thought about what your main achievements would want to be, and during your tenure, in order for you to see it as a success?
Well, it's still early days, and I've still got to sit in the meetings and understand the brief, but I think success will be hopefully bringing more commercialization, bringing a different marketing spin to where women's football is, and adding value from an administration point of view in terms of what I know about the men's game and what I know from Kaizer Chiefs. But certainly I can't start putting benchmarks until we've met and finalized our approach.
Going. Jessica Motaung, thank you very much.
Thank
for
you.
this part of the press conference. We are not yet done. I'm going to ask the floor manager, Jau, to come and outline how we're going to break away so that every member can have a chance to
Yeah.
do the
Thank you. I think quick one, one-on-ones